welcome to my new channel. I have no idea what I'm going to be making. Maybe this will be reactions or ranking things or later reading like Reddit posts. I have no idea. Anyways, let's start with this first tier list. Ignore the ads on the screen. So, as a professional fan fiction reader and writer, today I'm going to be ranking certain tropes. And I want to preface that while I do read and write a lot of fan fiction, I'm also reading like real fiction. I'm not solely just a fanfic reader, and I can tell the difference between a well-written story, AI, and all that stuff. So this is just for fun. Don't take offense to anything that I say, and if you agree or disagree, let me know. We all have our own preferences. Okay, first one, we're not, some I'm just gonna skip, because I'm not gonna talk about that. So let's start with amnesia fic. I've read a few of these, and I guess it's like in the non-canon storylines where one of the characters might forget the other. And I'm gonna put it at C. I just feel like, what's the point? Like, you're just rewriting the entire story because someone doesn't remember. So to me, I feel like that kind of defeats the purpose. Okay, the next one, angst. I'm going to put this at the S tier. If any story has angst in it, I'm going to be reading it. If it's in the tag, you can catch me reading it. I love something that just makes you feel that it's not perfect. The characters are feeling all these anxious things. I love it personally. Okay, arranged marriage. I've actually written this trope into this one fan fiction I did as a side plot, and then that person proceeds to date someone else. And I would say that it works if it's the problem. If it's like the solution to something, I'm not for that in a fanfic. I'm not for the forced marriage. If they can fall in love and get together, sure. But I feel like there's so many more problems to address that it just makes for a very turbulent story. So honestly, I'm gonna put this at B list. Baby fic. Okay, I'm very much no, I don't really like kids. I don't want kids. And so sometimes when I read a story with kids, I'm like, no, I just can't. From the perspective of an adult, but not someone who's really old, I just don't see the joy in reading a baby fic. So sorry, that's gonna be the first D tier. I don't like that at all. Okay, sharing a bed. This is extremely common though, because it depends on the characters again. And I feel like most fanfic obviously is based on a certain ship or romance trope. So to me, this is just normal. I wouldn't say S tier, but it's up there. They do it, okay, yeah, that's how they bond and connect. This next one, yeah, we're not gonna get into that. Body swap. Okay, to me, the writer has to be really good at portraying this, because sometimes I've read fics where it just makes absolutely no sense because I'm reading from the perspective of the other character inside the body of another, but they can't quite differentiate the specific thoughts, and they start morphing into the character they already were. So to me, we're gonna put that at C list. I'm gonna start going faster with these because I'm talking too much. Coffee shop AU. Oh, I'm gonna eat this up every time. Someone works at a cafe, someone walks in, reads a book, or they're working on their lap. That to me, yes, we'll do coffee shop AU. College AU, yes, again. I'm currently in university, and so this is really my favorite. I just feel like that university setting, it allows for a lot of flexibility in writing and storytelling. They could be at a university or college in any country in the world. They could be studying anything. It's just very fun to immerse different characters and people into this college AU. Okay, crossover. Okay, to me, I'm not into crossovers. I can deal with alternative universes, but once they start mixing completely diverse fandoms, I don't like it. Although I have written one crossover fic in my life, and I really loved it, but at the end, I wouldn't really read them, if that makes sense. Dark fic, I don't know. I really try not to go that direction that much. It's there, but for me, that's not the sole focus of what I'm reading. Major character death. No! If they're dead in a show or a TV show, and that's canon, leave it in there. That's okay. But when it's a fanfic, and it's someone who's alive, and they're just killing them off, or side characters, I am not dealing with that. No. Canon divergence. Yeah. Like, so many things should be canon because that's what makes the character. That's why you're writing a fan fiction. It's if it was an original story, then like nothing would be canon. But I think it's okay when you have a little bit of divergence. Enemies to lovers. I have mixed reactions on this. In real life, obviously, I'd say that's a complete no. But in fan fiction, it's okay. It depends if like the enemy is extremely just cruel, rude, and disrespectful. And then in that circumstance, I'm not reading that. It makes me angry and upset. But if it's like light banter, it's okay. But like full on enemy, I don't tolerate that. So we're honestly gonna put that in C list. Established relationship. I mean, yeah, S tier, you're in a relationship. Love that already. Fairy tale AU. Love a good fan fiction where they're like knights or princesses or medieval or Renaissance, and it's more like I wouldn't say Disney princess esque, but leaning towards that direction of like maybe a curse or something fantastical. Fake relationship. I only like this. I'm gonna put at A. I love this a lot, but only when they start to fall for each other, which I feel like is how the outcome is most of the time. But if it's fake and then they just nothing happens, like why are you writing that? Like just don't do it. I don't know. Fix it. I don't know. Okay, fluff. This I'm gonna put B because so many times, even when I write it or I read it, I cringe at it. I'm not gonna lie. I cringe because it's very like you have to write a certain way to not make it sound like you're a child. I don't know. Some people love that. But if it's like really sweet and endearing, yes, let's go for it. Friends to lovers, S tier again. Like you already have a connection and falling in love with a friend. I mean, obviously it's very risky. It can go both ways. But once you're finally lovers, that friends to lovers love that, especially when they're childhood best friends. Hurt and comfort. I'm not even gonna explain. That's S tier. Historical AU. Well, kind of like the fairy tale, but it depends on like the context. If it's like medieval or golden age or something, yeah, I'll love that. But if it's like really random like world wars and you're throwing these random characters in there that are from like this era, I don't know. We're gonna put that at B. High school. Okay, currently I'm way past high school, so I'm just gonna put it at C. But when I was way younger, like when I was in middle school and high school, I would read and write all those types of fics. So I just feel like now I'm too old for it and it doesn't really connect with me. But that's it. Humor. Yeah, I love humor, but not when it's too much. Like it can be a comedic story, comedic relief. Love that. But if it's just the entire story is just jokes, I'm not into that. In vino veritas. Drunken confession. Yeah. Wait, I mean, okay, in a story, sure. In real life, no. Like, why are you saying this when you're drunk? Like, say it in real life. Or don't get to the point of that much drunkenness. Anyways, first kiss. Yeah, no explanation. Magic. Okay, I'm gonna put this at B. I feel like to me, minimal magic. I've written fics where there's like minimal magic, whether it's like, oh, certain things like transport you to a different city or dimension, or there's like immortality. Like, I feel like some of that magic's okay in a fic, but to me, I like to stick with more like real world scenarios, if that makes sense. Miscommunication. No, this is in fan fictions. I hate it. I actually hate it. Some people love that, but I'm always screaming at the characters to communicate. Communicate more. It's not that hard. It's like, well, this isn't a fan fiction, but if anyone's read the book Normal People, yeah, the entire story is built on miscommunication and it ends up hurting the character. So I don't like that. And in real life, I can't deal with miscommunication. Missing scenes. I don't know. I'm not gonna put that. Mutual pining. Yep. Pregnancy fic. Oh, again with the kids. I can't do that. Royalty AU. Yeah. Love that. Whether it's like prince, princess, king, queen, or the girl's a princess, he's a knight. Just anything with royalty, I love that. Slow burn. Ugh. No, it's painful to read. To me, I'm like, yes, you shouldn't rush the story, but sometimes the slow burn is so slow, and then the authors race up the climax only at like the last, I say like 20% of the story. So honestly, sometimes it feels like a waste. But if it's like really well written and again, like there's more pining and stuff, yes. Soulmate AU, yeah, but like not that S tier. Time loop, again, only if it's written really well because I feel like I can get repetitive. And if there's no variation or secret, like minor details that show how the time loop can break, then I just feel like I'm reading the same thing over and over and over again in the universe with these characters. Love triangle. Oh, I'm all for it. It's what I write. It's exactly what I write. As I was saying, love triangle, yes, read it, write it, love it. It's what I love. So, unhappy ending, let's just put that at D. I am all for sadness, pain, and suffering, but to me, I'm like, at least make the ending happy or some resolution that leaves me with a sense of peace. Unrequited love, okay, yeah, we're just gonna put this S tier. You can't be unrequited love. So, I'm just not gonna put some of these in there, and this is personally how I feel about fanfiction tropes. I guess this is from 2020. But yeah, let me know what you think. Maybe I'll write other things. So, this is that direction this channel's going. So, see you. Bye. And one more thing. Maybe I can also make videos in Spanish if people want. Porque puedo hablar en español si quieres. But other than that, we're going to start with English. Okay, bye.